after Admiral Cuthbert Collingwood, Lord Nelson's second-in-command at the Battle of Trafalgar, who assumed command of the British fleet after Nelson's death. The area had several other names associated with it, including here Ontario, because it lies at the end of
Celebrate 25 years of trail building and work to protect and connect our Great Lakes and Steedy Lawrence waterfront with the 2020 Summer of Adventure. Off to Georgian Bay's cerulean coast, where families can enjoy a scenic hike or ride on the Georgian Trail, now part of the Great Lakes Waterfront Trail. The Georgian Trail is a popular 34 kilometers multi-use path, once a railway, connecting the heart of the town's waterfront to the village of Thornbury and Meaford. What you'll love: forests, waterfront parks, beaches to resort villas with mountain views, wonderful shops, craft breweries and wineries, gorgeous countryside views. Cool it off with a day exploring scenic caves and walk across the longest suspension bridge in southern Ontario. Experienced cyclists comfortable sharing the road and who enjoy the challenge of hills can make a loop out of the ride by following the Apple Pie Trail terrain easy terrain, flat firm crushed stone dedicated trail. Distance 34 kilometers each way from Collingwood to Meaford to 68 kilometers round trip. Plenty of opportunities to shorten the trip with visits to Thornbury or Blue Mountain Village. This is not a loop route. This could be a day trip or extended to overnight with some wonderful options. Start and stops. Any one of these locations is a great place to begin. 0 kilometers Harbourview Park, Collingwood at the foot of Birch Street to 3 Birch St. Collingwood. On L9Y2T8 Collingwood has a beautiful waterfront, so while you are in town you may want to visit Millenium Arcade for a stunning view of the harbour. Many great places to eat before heading out on your ride. 8 kilometers Blue Mountain Village Resort is another great place to start your adventure with an abundance of restaurants, shops. Accommodations are unavailable during the pandemic, though several village restaurants and shops are. It is located about 3 kilometers south of the trail. To pick up the trail, leave Blue Mountain Village via Montera Road and turn south on Grey Road 21 to connect with the Georgian Trail section of the Great Lakes Waterfront Trail.
Aerial view of Collingwood from the southwest 2013. View of Collingwood, Ontario, from the top of Blue Mountain Resort. Collingwood's industrial base, which includes Pilkington Glass of Canada, Goodall Rubber Company, Canada ULC, and VOAC Inc., and which are among the community's largest employers, has begun. Several industries in the area have closed, including Collingwood Ethanol LP, Nacan Products, 2004. Backyard Products, 2004. Kaufman of Collingwood, 2006. Land still vacant. Goodyear Tires, 2007. Plant built in 1967, was demolished after 2019 and now vacant. Alcoa Wheel Products, 2008. Building now home to Barber Glass Plant. And the Blue Mountain Pottery, 2004. Collingwood is also home to the distillery where Canadian Mist whiskey is produced. In June 2007, Collingwood Ethanol, now Amazingly Green, began production in the former Nacan facility. The company expected to produce 50 million liters of ethanol annually to satisfy regulatory requirements on ethanol content in gasoline mandated by the provincial and federal governments. Collingwood Ethanol also produces byproducts of the ethanol manufacturing process, including an organic corn gluten fertilizer. Petitions have been submitted to the town by residents of a new housing development located across the road in an effort to force Collingwood Ethanol to reduce the amount of odor and noise that they are causing during the times when they are in full production. Before Collingwood Ethanol started production, however, Nacan, a starch plant that once occupied the now ethanol plant, also created a strong odor and noise. This made many locals wonder why a housing development would be built across the road from an industrial part of town. In December 2012, Amazingly Green filed for receivership of the plant. Due to the higher cost of corn, the plant has since been closed. Demolition of the plant started December 2018. Located on the southern shores of Georgian Bay, and close to Blue Mountain, a promontory of the Niagara Escarpment. The town is a major recreation area for the southern part of the province. Blue Mountain itself is noted for skiing and also for its scenic caves. The town is also a short distance from Wasaga Beach Provincial Park, a destination that received the title of Biosphere Reserve in 2004. Local media include the CollingwoodToday.ca news site and Collingwood-Wasaga Connection community newspapers, and radio station CKCB-FM. The Barrie-based regional television station CKVR-TV maintains a bureau in Collingwood, and the Owen Sound-based Bayshore Broadcasting Radio Group also has an office in Collingwood. The Collingwood annual weekend Elvis Presley Festival attracted Elvis impersonators from the world over for 25 years, but as of 2020, municipal support has been discontinued. Climate. Transportation. See also Coltrans. Collingwood is served by Highway 26, which runs along the shore of Nottawasaga Bay, and County Road 124, which was part of Highway 24 before the provincial government downgraded that portion of the highway in 1998. The town is also served by a rail trail along the former Barrie-Collingwood Railway section of what had been the Ontario, Simcoe and Huron Union Railway, connecting Collingwood to the towns of Owen Sound and Barrie, with a spur heading north through the town's central business district to the large grain elevators at the downtown wharf, where trains would load and unload onto ships. Coltrans is the town of Collingwood's local public transit system. Simcoe County Links, the region's inter-community transit service, serves stops at downtown Collingwood, the Collingwood Hospital, and Collingwood Collegiate Institute, connecting the town to cities like Barrie, where it is possible to connect to interregional services such as GO Transit and Ontario Northland. In addition to Collingwood's position as a lake port, it is also served by Collingwood Airport, CNY3, a medium-sized airport about 4 miles, 6.4 kilometers south of the town. Collingwood Heritage Conservation District. Collingwood Town Hall. Federal Building. The Collingwood Heritage Conservation District was formally recognized in the Canadian Register of Historic Places on the 2nd of December 2002. Collingwood was the first municipality in Canada to have a Heritage Conservation District added to the register. The area, which surrounds the town's downtown core, contains 260 properties and several landmarks, including the shipyard's redevelopment on former site of Collingwood Shipbuilding, Collingwood Terminal's grain elevator, and the town hall. Creative Simcoe Street. The portion of Simcoe Street that lies within the Collingwood Heritage Conservation District is informally known as Creative Simcoe Street. The neighborhood is home to several artist studios, art galleries, and restaurants. It also includes the Collingwood Museum and Collingwood Public Library, the historic Tremont House building, as well as the Simcoe Street Theatre, which is managed by the Town of Collingwood Department of Parks, Recreation, and Culture. The 2-block stretch of Simcoe Street intersects the main street, Hurontario Street, to the west, connecting the neighborhood to the Collingwood downtown. It ends at St. Paul Street to the east, at the eastern border of the Heritage Conservation District. The Creative Simcoe Street name is used by local media, businesses, and tourism groups. However, the neighborhood is not formally recognized by the town. Climate. The climate of Collingwood is humid continental. The town is located in the snow belt region and receives modest amounts of both snow and rain through the year. In the spring months, there is a gradual warming due to the proximity of Georgian Bay. Frequent shower pass over the region this time of year, and later on in the season can turn into severe storms. Temperatures this time of year range from 5 to 22 degrees Celsius, 23 to 72 degrees Fahrenheit. In the summer months, there are warm to hot humid conditions with frequent lake breezes to cool things off. Thunderstorms are regular occurrences in the summer and can sometimes be severe enough to cause tornadoes. Temperatures at this time of year can range from 11 to 26 degrees Celsius, 52 to 79 degrees Fahrenheit. The humidity will often make it feel much hotter than the actual temperature, and can even make it feel like the mid-40s, 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Fall generally arrives later here than the rest of Canada because of the warm waters of Georgian Bay. Strong storms, called November witches, can bring multiple days of strong winds with rain and snow. Lake effect snow also starts this time of year. Temperatures typically range from 10 to 20 degrees Celsius, 14 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Winter is a very cloudy and cool wet time of year, with frequent wind and frosts. Sometimes winter thaws occur, and the town may go multiple days above the freezing mark, which melts much of the snow. That usually happens when a strong storm is approaching from the west. Lake effect snow lasts for most of the winter and causes huge amounts of snow to fall in the region. Temperatures at this time of year typically range from 20 to 5 degrees Celsius, 4 to 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Collingwood is a town in Simcoe County, Ontario, Canada. It is situated on Nottawasaga Bay at the southern point of Georgian Bay. Collingwood is well known as a tourist destination for its skiing in the winter and limestone caves along the Niagara Escarpment in the summer. History. This section does not cite any sources. Please help improve this section by adding citations to reliable sources. Unsourced material may be challenged and removed. January 2023. Learn how and when to remove this message. The land in the area was first inhabited by the Iroquoian-speaking Petun Nation, which built a string of villages in the vicinity of the nearby Niagara Escarpment. They were driven from the region by the Iroquois in 1650, who withdrew from the region around 1700. White settlers and freed black slaves arrived in the area in the 1840s and brought with them their religion and culture. Collingwood was incorporated as a town in 1858, 9 years before Confederation, and was named after Admiral Cuthbert Collingwood, Lord Nelson's second-in-command at the Battle of Trafalgar, who assumed command of the British fleet after Nelson's death. The area had several other names associated with it, including Hurontario, because it lies at the end of Hurontario Street, which runs from Lake Huron, of which Georgian Bay is a part, south to Lake Ontario, Nottawa, and Hens and Chickens Harbor, because of one large and 4 small islands in the bay. The Collingwood Terminals Limited Grain Elevator, which closed in 1993, still stands today at the entrance to the harbor. In 1855, the Ontario, Simcoe and Huron, later called the Northern Railway, came into Collingwood, and the harbor became the shipment point for goods destined for the upper Great Lakes ports of Chicago and Port Arthur Fort William. Grain was one of the primary products by tonnage shipped, and a large grain elevator, Collingwood Terminals Limited, was built on the waterfront for transshipment of grain from trains and later trucks to lake freighters in 1929, and operated for 64 years until 1993. It still stands today. Shipping produced a need for ship repairs, and so it was not long before an organized shipbuilding business was created. On May 24, 1883, the Collingwood Shipyards, formerly known as Collingwood Dry Dock Shipbuilding and Foundry Company Limited, opened with a special ceremony. On September 12, 1901, the Huronic, the first steel-hulled ship in Canada, was launched in Collingwood. The shipyards produced lake freighters and during World War II contributed to the production of corvettes for the Royal Canadian Navy. Shipbuilding was one of the principal industries in the town, employing as much as 10% of the total labor force. However, overseas competition and overcapacity in shipbuilding in Canada